New Zealand just passed new legislation on safer nicotine products. However, some advocates in the country are disappointed, saying it was a missed opportunity. I'm Garrett, and this is your tobacco harm reduction update. New Zealand's Smoke-Free Environments and Regulated Products Amendment Bill just received royal assent, the last step in the country to make this amendment law. According to New Zealand's parliamentary website, this amendment actually updates an act of similar name from 1990. Basically, they just want to make sure that all of these types of products, so smoking tobacco, herbal tobacco, smokeless tobacco, nicotine vapor technology, that all of them are adequately covered. So among the new rules that this act lays out, it bans the sale of any of these products to anyone under the age of 18, which is obviously great. It does, however, restrict where the products can be used, saying that you are not allowed to use them in a car with children. Now, flavors are allowed to be sold, but only in specialty stores. Your convenience stores or supermarkets or gas stations, they are only allowed to sell products with mint, menthol, or tobacco flavors. It also sets up some regulatory guidelines on where these products can be used and gives the Ministry of Health the opportunity to recall products or issue warnings based on public safety. Now, this is something that advocates in the country have been wanting for a very long time. The Minister of Health first announced that they wanted to amend this bill in November of 2018. That's over 600 days ago. And like I said, advocates, they just wanted to know the rules of the game. They wanted to be safely regulated and make sure that there was assurances that it wasn't going to be prohibited overall. Now, while they wanted the new rules, a lot of people in the country were upset as to how the rules were set in place. First off, this was voted on very late in New Zealand's legislative session. By very late, I mean literally the day before it ended. And a lot of people think that it was just pushed through because it's an election year. Secondly, there was a handful of amendments that a lot of advocates for tobacco harm reduction wanted to see inside of this bill, and they were either put in just about halfway or left out altogether. Before the bill was passed, Member of Parliament Nikki Wagner put forth a couple of amendments she wanted to see added to the bill. She wanted to make sure that community groups could promote these products as being used as smoking cessation tools. She wanted to see more wide access as to where they could be sold. But most importantly, she wanted to permit non-tobacco oral pouches into the legislation. That was left out, and that's what a lot of advocates are saying is the large missed opportunity. It is estimated that over 10,000 New Zealanders, including many defense personnel, use those pouches as a smoking alternative. However, due to misinformation and pressure from Jacinda Ardern, the New Zealand Prime Minister, those pouches have been unfortunately banned. And while people are upset at the process and some specific details of the bill, this is overall some pretty good news. As we have talked about on this program, you don't have to look far, just across the Tasman Sea to Australia, to see what restrictive policies could potentially be. We believe that it's best summed up in a tweet from Dr. Marwa Glover after this law was passed. She said, quote, "Vaping wasn't illegal, but the risk of prohibition was a threat. With the passing of the vaping regulation law last night, people can now switch to vaping with a sense of security that it is not going to be whipped away." She also went on to point out that this law clears up some of the myths around vaping and solidifies the fact that it is less harmful than smoking. We want to keep you updated on regulatory news from all around the world, so make sure to follow us at vita.news so you don't miss any of those updates.